So let's go back. We're going to go to overview. We'll do, can we do, if these are easy, we could do both. Oh, D&D, what? Okay, cool. We're going to do both of these, at least. Let's reverse the string. 5 viewers total. I don't even know. Whoever's in here, when you can, please say hi, because I would love to say hi to you. And if this is interesting or not. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun, actually. It may not be interesting, but it's fun. Because sometimes it makes you feel smart. Sometimes it doesn't. And then, and if it's an easy one, then you're just feeling really sad. Please, please, let me be able to solve these easy ones. Now that I've said that, I'm not going to be able to solve it. That's just what's going to happen. Can we reverse a string, reading them from left to right rather than right to left? Strike that, reverse it, is a surprisingly common task. It's so common, it's in most every standard library I've ever used. For example, in bioinformatics, reversing the sequence of DNA or RNA is often important. Great. Okay, let's start. Let's go. Easy. Oh, yeah. So here's one. For those that have been here the whole time, if you're real and you're watching, here's a version where you get nothing. So we've got a code comment that says, here you go. And that's it. Awesome. And then you can see this introduction is a lot smaller, right? We don't have there's no teaching section. It's just, here you go. It's what we already read. Your task is to reverse a string. Here's some examples. Yep, that's how you... Storps, race car. Great. Okay. So let's run we can actually see them. I feel like the learning module did not let us, the learning module did not let us see them. I like being able to see them. Let's go to results and just run it. Reverser.reverse takes a string, uninitialized constant reverser test reverser. Okay. So the very first error, the error is actually a little bit sneaky because it's telling us that there's no constant reverser test. So you might think, oh, I should make a reverser test. But that's not what it's asking. It's actually, if you look at the tests, it's calling it that because we're calling reverser from the reverser test class. And it only thinks that because we have nothing in here. So what it's going to do is it's going to check, hey, does reverser test have a reverser class in it? If not, I'm going to check whatever the heck's in here. But because there's nothing in there, it just stops and says, well, yeah, you didn't. Reverser test doesn't have a reverser class, but that's not what we need to do. We need to make a actual reverser. So we're going to class reverser. Spell that right. So we'll start with that, and I'm just going to hit go again and see if the error changes. Ooh, look at that. Undefined method reverse for class reverser. Now, this happens every time I do one of these with someone who is trying to be fast or is a little nervous or isn't really... I'll show you. So what you think, if you know Ruby at all, you know how to define a method as def, and you would say reverse. And then you say, okay, well, it takes a string, and then it's going to do something with it, right? Ruby, do something. Reverse this is actually what we want to do. Reverse this. And if we run that, it still says undefined method reverse for class reverser. And you're like, what? I did it. What the heck? The one thing that is sometimes so hard to miss is there's no reverser.new reverse or new reverser if you're in JavaScript. So this is a class method. So we're actually making, I would imagine this is probably not probably doesn't need to be a class, could probably be a module, because then we're not going to ever make a reverser instance. There wouldn't be a reason to have an instance of a reverser that does something that is special from another instance of a reverser. So we'd probably just have this as a module that was kind of like a utility. We're just going to reuse this as a util. So we're never going to actually say reverser.new. We're just going to call these little helper methods on it. So we'll make it a module. We'll use self. Now let's see what the error is. Ooh, something different. Assert equal. We expected empty string and got nil. Okay. Well, let's do the dumbest thing possible. Hit save again. Keep on doing it. Tobor. Okay, finally. Now we can't do the cheater thing. So we could do the cheater thing, right? This goes against the spirit of the test. The spirit of the test is to actually solve this problem. But right, Ruby has this, and it'll probably work, right? I bet a bunch of people submitted this as answers because it works. Kind of goes against, I think, the spirit of the exercise, right? If it's like make an array and you're like new array, it's not exactly what they were looking for, and I think we're cheating ourselves, really. We're doing ourselves a disservice by not going through the pain of manually reversing a string. That way we can feel, we'll know what it takes to do it, and then we'll really appreciate the fact that every standard library includes reverse. So let's do it for real. So what should we do to actually do this? We probably, let's see if I can I should have probably had like a notepad out, but so we need to go through this character by character. Probably, right, so we have the string, what's our one? Robot. If we do, I know there's a cars method. That turns it into an array of single digit characters, right? So, and again, right, so we know that works. I think we know this works. That's still cheating to me, right? Just because you turn it into an array, then you reversed it, then put it back. Right? If we just do this, that's still cheating to me, right? You just use a different reverse method. So we need to do this for reals. So what I need to do is go through each character, push that into a new array, and then when I hit the next one, add it to the beginning and keep, right? So I put an R in, then I move it over. I put an O in, and it slides it over. Then I put a B, slides it over, puts an O, slides it. So I'm going to, instead of pushing it onto the end of the array, I want to, instead of appending it, I want to prepend it. And I believe in Ruby, that's got is that shift and unshift? Oh my gosh, I haven't. Ruby, prepend to array. Oh, I feel so bad. I have to look this up. RubyAPI.org. It's not the docs. Oh, yep, there it is. Ruby doc. Go away. It's this one. 2.7. Sure. It's probably the same. It's probably shift and unshift. For some reason, everyone likes those. I feel so bad that I don't know this. Okay, yeah. Push and pop. Push. Append. Append pushes the given object to the end. So if we have ABC and you push DEF, they'll get them at the end. We want the opposite of that. Is it prepend? In JavaScript, it's shift and unshift, which is bonkers because no other language, I don't know any other one that uses those. Is there pre-LMNOP? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to edit that out that I said that because I have never used unshift in Ruby. Interesting. But here's what we want, right? B, C, D, and then you unshift A, and it adds it to the beginning. Why? Prepend makes so much more sense. Like it reads so much better. We're going to use prepend. Okay. So we need to loop through this array. First, we need to turn it into an array. And then we need to loop over it. Oh, we can return a new array, right? So we can map it, which is going to return a new array. And then do our insertion. Sorry, just so distracted. Do the insertion one at a time into the new array. So we'll just make one called reversed, maybe. Reversed? I don't know how to spell. Okay, reversed is going to be some empty array. Okay, let's do it the readable way first, and then we'll do it the code golf, or we'll do the best code golf mixed with readability version that we can. So let's do string R. It's probably, I know it's bad. I actually don't know why it's bad. Someone tell me if you're around, if you're watching, if you're listening. Why is it bad to name your variable the name of the thing that's in there? I've always heard that's bad, right? So this would be string.cars. For some reason, this is an anti-pattern, and I don't remember why. And string, actually, name. Word? Maybe word is better. Since, well, then we could just call this cars. That's probably readable like that. Yeah. So then we'll do just cars.map. Let's put it in a actual block. So for each character, go away. So for each character, we need the index. Map with index, or is it with index map? I always forget. Could do a reduce, could do an each with index, or an each with object and reduce. Okay, we'll do that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. We don't want to refactor before it actually works. I think it's map with index. Ruby map with index. I believe map does not have. I just want map. Ruby map. It's each. I bet it's. Oh my god, it's each. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. It's embarrassing. I've been in JavaScript land for a little while, so you're gonna have to forgive me. It's each. It's not map. Each with index does exist. Element index. Beautiful. You can do this with index. It feels like a little bit of like sugar, but you can do it with other enumerable methods that don't have index, and it'll add it to it, which is kind of neat. So you can have, I think actually each with object is one of those ones where if you want to add the index as a third parameter, you can. But we can just do each with index like this. So for each character and the index, what do we want to do? So we want to take our reversed array, and we're going to prepend. Oh, we don't even need the index. For some reason, I was thinking we need to do like math with the index. Dear goodness. Wait, why is my brain so broken right now? There's a map. What am I thinking? Map with index doesn't exist. So if you want to map, you need to add with index, which I don't know if that becomes, yeah, there's no W here. Maybe that's a Rails thing, but yeah, we want to return a new array here because this is going to, or actually, no, we don't yet. We have the array. God. I am losing my brain here. Okay. So if we prepend each character as we go, it's going to push it to the front, and then each other character is going to push it to the front. And eventually, so if we solve this now, if we output reversed, it's going to be right, but it's not going to be something. We'll see what happens, right? Oh, did I still use string? Someone should have told me. I blame you. You're supposed to be my eyes so I can focus on actually making sense. Okay. Well, that one, of course, fails. Can we see a word? Yeah. Ooh. So this is what I just wanted to show. So expected tobor. Look at that. We do have it exactly how we want it. It just needs to be turned back into a string. Join. Don't need parens. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Does it count? Should we count it? Right? We turned it into an array. We looped through the current word, which actually, I mean, Ruby's crazy. Can we just loop through with this without turning it into cars? Is Ruby? No. Okay, thank God. No method each for a string. There are other enumerables I think you can do. Maybe you always have to turn it into cars. I can't remember. I don't do a lot of string iteration these days. Always got to look it up. Okay, let's submit. Let's run the test so we can submit this as our first. We call this Sandy Metz, one of my favorite speakers, calls this Shameless Green. Maybe she took that from somebody. I know it from her. Shameless Green, which is the dumbest thing we could do to get our test working. Well, dot reverse was the dumbest, but that didn't count. So let's submit. Is it going to tell us some obvious things, how terrible we are? Nope. Love it. Continue. 5 viewers. Okay. One of you. Man, I just want to see someone in the chat. I just want to see someone say hi so I can talk to you. Oh, dive deeper into reverse string. 14 different ways. Yeah, crazy. Oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow. 45 minutes of learning. That's a lot of learning. I don't know if I need that. I don't know if I want that much learning right now. Let's go back. See if we could do this any cleaner. Is there any cleaner way? The one I mentioned was mapping to the array that lets us get rid of reversed. And then we could join. No, we would need to each with object. So let's try. So what do we get? Each with object. And I think they did this on purpose because the order matches. So each with an object. So I think you get, I'm going to screw this up. It can infer, I think, based on what this thing is, what the object should be. I like being explicit. So I'm going to put empty array. So for now, we shouldn't need that. Is it car? Is it? I'm going to screw it up. Key value. That you're not helping me. Oh, number array. Oh yeah. So it's the each and then the accumulator. So this is the key value of the each, and this H is the hash accumulator. Does it say it somewhere? Oh yeah, the memo object. So we get args plus a memo object. Lovely. Yeah, I should just leave RubyDoc open because I'm going to be back. Okay. So now that we have reversed built in to here, what do you think we could do? Can I just do that? We don't have reversed anymore. Ooh, so what happens? I can't do this, right? A queue is scoped to this block. So I don't have access to a queue outside of here. That's how reverse worked. So we have to do something a little yucky. I don't know if I would, right? And so like if you're really trying to code golf this, is that reverse tabbing doesn't work in this editor. It's the one thing it doesn't do, reverse tab. So this should still work. Amazing. We could, you know, I need the join here. Okay. Is that going to count? Would you count that as a real reverse, as a real reversal? To an array, flip it, iterate over every single thing, popping them in or pushing them into, prepending them into a new array, joining that back. Does it count? Would you count it? I mean, sure. I mean, okay, besides turning these into like single digit variable names. Reverse does feel like a utility, so I would be okay with this. Because when's the next time reverse is going to change, right? When is reversing going to mean something different? So I would probably just leave it. It's a little like, whoa, like a little yucky. There's a little bit of like, it's not the clearest. There's no variables. It's a one-liner, but like you reverse a string. That's what it does. If it needed to reverse other stuff, right? If reverser became this utility that knew how to reverse strings, arrays, hashes, what does that even mean? Right, numbers, right? It turns 1, 2, 3 into 2, 3, 1. Nope, 3, 2, 1. Then I mean that gets a lot bigger, right? That's not going to be this one line. That's going to turn into a huge case that has a switch on the type and all sorts of stuff. So even then, it's going to be a util. I don't know. I'm torn. I can't decide. Let's submit. Let's see how mad it is. Come on. No help. We're so good. Oh yeah. No immediate feedback. We'll have some later. That's what it's actually saying. We'll have some a little bit later. Cool. Let's dig deeper. So we could finish. Before I mark finish, let's look at community. Told you. Oh, really, guys? Okay, yeah. Even better. Yeah. So, this one's in place, which doesn't even need to happen. If you don't know Ruby has usually something that modifies the object state, the value of the object. There's a mutable version and then one that creates a new instance of itself. So word.reverse will actually create a new instance of a string that is reversed, whereas this one will do it in place and actually mutate the string that you're sending the reverse message to. But didn't need to, right? 'Cause like that means, well, I guess you could want that, right? If you're like reverser.reverse string and then you don't have to like make a new variable outside where you use it, you could just call it. You could want that. I could see somebody wanting that. Also went with a class. It's a small thing, but when you read that, when you're like, oh, oops, I didn't mean to click on it. When you're like, oh, this is a class, so I expect to call reverser.new at some point, in its future. Maybe not. This one was the one I was asking. Like, is it cheating to turn it into array? Use not the string API, but use the array API and then join it back. I don't know. Maybe you could call it. Okay, what else? What's a real one? Come on. Give me. Yeah, you don't have to split empty. I think Rubocop now warns that as like you should just use cars instead. Did somebody do something similar to us? Oh, look at here's one. Result string data each car. Oh, ooh, I like that. Not cars.each car. It's built in. I like that. I would use that. And then unshift, I wouldn't use that. Prepend, because guess what? When you use unshift, guess what? Now, I mean, maybe that's just me being dumb, but I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to go. I'm gonna have to go. What's on shift again? Is it the one that adds it to the front, or is it the one that moves? Like I don't know. I feel like I use it so infrequently that I have to look it up every time. That might just be me. What else we got? Ooh, Max. Whoa. Okay, let's see what this guy's doing. This looks fun. So, reverse calls cars. We get a max index of the length -1. Okay. And then we do reverse. And we say, oh, okay. A recursive. Whoa. This is cool. Okay. So, so here's our base case. If the string, return ourselves. Here's how we hit the base case. Return me once I've hit a negative index. So here. So, right. So we get all the way down to 0. Index starts at the max. Right. So it's going to be this like bottom, this tail end recursion, I think you call it. So we're going to start with, 5, and we're going to keep calling do reverse 5, 4, 3. And then once we hit 0 at the final call, we're going to hit, it's going to be -1. And then we'll finally return the thing at car 0, or whatever we passed here. The full string plus my cars. Cars gets passed in. Okay, yeah. So cars gets passed in and never mutated. It just keeps kind of feeding it down. So the whole thing with the first. Wow. That's a cool, yeah, he didn't use arrays. Right? That's really neat. Just use string concatenation here. So grabbed the character, and it starts with an empty. Yeah. Oh man, I really like that. That's cool. No array needed. Yeah, because I felt it. I told you, it was like, is this cheating? Using it, I don't know. It felt like that. That's a pure arrayless solution. I like that. Oh, whoa. Okay. We're gonna start getting into like some computer science solves here on this thing. Half the length. What? Okay. This one is just tricky, right? So input length in Ruby, I think you have to use you got to use floating points if you want floating point precision. So 5 divided by 2 will equal 2, right? If you do 7.0, that's not going to work. Oh, my dear goodness. Then we get a floating point. So that's going to flatten, basically, or round down. So if we had 5, 2 times, what is this even doing? -I -1. So it grabs the second to last character. I think it's just is it in place moving? Oh man. So this is a it's not destructuring. It looks like destructuring, like in JavaScript where you can take, it's called something else. But what's crazy is you can do it to 2 sides. What? I've never seen this syntax before. I don't even know, how does it even work? 1, comma 2 equals 2, comma, like how, what? How does that even work? What is happening here? I want to copy this. I think I can define it without actually the self. Whoa, there's lots of space here. We're just going to define this reverse method in my terminal right here. So there we go. So now we can call reverse thing. And it works. Okay. I'm kind of curious. I want to see what's going on in here. Oh no. It's going to be so mad at me. Darn it. I don't remember how to new line while you're in. I don't think I can. I think you have to. Oh, you know how to do it? You get rid of the ending and it won't. Then it will let you. Yeah. Okay. Actually, let's go to here because I want to return this from the loop. And then we can add some like puts up here. Mother, you go. Oh my gosh. Struggling with the terminal here. Okay. Okay, Control E, enter, end. Okay. Oh, I can't end it or else it'll really end. Okay, so let's puts. Let's see what we're actually working with here. So let's puts times 50. Oh, did I lose it? I didn't lose it. Okay. I need this end to not be there, I think. Okay, no. Man. I wish there was a way. I'll just do. I wouldn't normally do this. Okay, let's put in input I, and then puts input negative I minus 1, and then puts another guy times 50. Is this gonna work? And then output input, end it again. Okay, so we have reverse again. I just want to see what's going on. I am so curious about how this thing's working. Holy cannoli. Look how cool that is. So it knew, oh, we should have did, oh, there's so many extra lines here. Yeah. So we can do a puts half length as well. It's not going to put it in. It'll just put it on top. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. Nope. Reverse thingies. Yeah. So half of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. We do it 3 times. And we get T and an S, the outsides. Then we get H and a Y. And then we get I and G. And we don't have to reverse the middle character. That's why, oh man, that's cool. That's really neat. That's so tricky. I think that's got to be the shortest, right? 7 lines. Let's go to community. I want to sort. No, not the right button. I want to sort by fewest lines. Oh, it's good. Well, these are going to win because of the dumbness. That's not allowed. Each with object. He did the same way we did. Well, yeah. So his was actually longer. Yeah, because they're all using built-ins. Doesn't count. Okay. Moving on. We've been on for 2 hours. It's kind of we got to complete it. Got to complete. Oh, we got to do the D&D. That's the last one I'll do. Okay. I don't want to submit. I'm too scared. Show me more. Let's go back to overview.